Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we'll not talk about specific topic. Today we'll hear about an English journey from our one of new guests. Something you can get from this video. So today we have Ryan with us, and she's from Pakistan. Hello, Ryan.
Hi, how are you, Barry?
Yes, I'm good. How's it going?
Oh, it's going hunky-dory. Thanks for asking.
That's cool. Okay, guys, you're watching this, and we're going to end this program weekly, and this is our first episode. So, Ryan, if I want to know about yourself in the beginning.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this program where you're talking about the journeys of people. I'm Ryan. I'm from Pakistan, and I'm a student of literature and linguistics, English literature and linguistics in the university, and it is my second year. And I'm studying, from the last 2 years about English, the linguistics and about the things related to literature. So that's me.
Okay, so can you explain with us your beginning story?
Oh, it's a very interesting journey actually. When I ended up my high school, when I finished my high school, what I did that I realized somehow down the line that I'm good at English, and I have an interest in English literature and linguistics as well. So before going to college, like before going to enter into the university, I what I did is that I wanted to improve the speaking skills, the English speaking skills a little bit, because my field is gonna be like it's gonna be like the English linguistics. So I wanted to be a little bit, I wanted to do the basics, to cover the basics, and to be somehow good speaker. So a lot of people, they suggested to me a lot of things, because there are a lot of people out there in the industry. So they suggested me to watch movies, to watch videos and things. So I was searching for a lot of places, uh, and then I actually find a way that okay, watching those things and reading things may help you in enhancing your knowledge, but you need to talk with a lot of people in real time conversation. You need a real time conversation with people. So, there was this place that I ended up, and there uh, I explored a lot of applications and softwares and things like websites so that I can speak English with people, like a real time conversations. And I ended up with this website, you know which made the channel owner can mention there if he wants to. So, no, yeah, it's a place called Free Talk, and I ended up over there, and I started speaking with people, and I think like somehow down the line and realized that you have a lot if you have a background, because in school we study English, somehow we study the basic, like the grammar and things, but when it comes to speaking, you need to you need to that environment, you need to expose to the environment where people are speaking English, and they're talking, and they're sharing things. So I ended up in this platform, and I started, with talking with people, and I realized that what actually lack wasn't the knowledge, what not the English, knowledge. It was the confidence. So somehow you know a lot of things, but you just don't have the confidence to speak. So when I ended up in that platform, platform gave me the confidence that I can speak English with, and that's how I started my journey. And then I've been there like for 2 years, and somehow I improved myself, from a very beginner to now I can speak English fluently with any person. So that was my that was start of my journey.
Okay, that's cool. So, were you interested in learning another language without it?
Yeah, actually, I'm very interested in a lot of languages, and I because I'm a linguistic guy, so I explore a lot of languages, and I met a lot of different people here. So I actually have a very good interest in Arabic, and and I will learn the languages which are somehow because my native language is Pashto, and I also know Urdu because that's our national language. So I know Arabic, I know Bangla, I know Hindi, and a lot of languages, and I want to explore more into like I want to be a multilingual person. So I think, and that's a good thing because when you learn languages, it expands your mind, which is a very good thing. So yeah, I like to learn other languages as well.
It was great. So, tell us about your travel option.
Yeah. The struggle, I guess, is there like when you, because you're talking about the specific domain, which is speaking English, and whenever you learn a new language, you want to learn a new language, it's actually a problem. Like sometimes maybe we write English well, we read it well, we understand it well, but when it comes to express ourselves in this language, that is where we face difficulty. So for me, of course, that was the first difficulty, the struggle, that I couldn't express myself that much. And I think like the structure was kind of not really good enough for me. So I hate to like think a lot, because I have information in my brain, but I'm not able to to get them to my mouth and to speak them. So there was a gap over there, and I struggled too much with that. So I ended up like practicing more and more and practicing the right way. I think that's how it helped. I overcome the struggle. So yeah, that was my.
That's great. So, do you have any way to practice?
I think when it comes to speak,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Go ahead.
When it comes to speaking, I guess like it doesn't matter who are you talking to. Or it doesn't matter what topic are you talking about. What matters is that you are speaking and practicing the right way. And what's the right way is that it depends. Like some people, they actually believe in accent. Like you have a specific accent. What I believe in is that you should try to speak in a more clear way. When you try to pronounce the words in the correct way and you are saying it a clear way so the other person can understand. So the basic rule, the more important thing is that pronounce the word clearly so that the other person can understand what are you trying to convey to them. So I think that's the most important thing. You should focus on the clarity rather than being an accent or something. So yeah, which can help you be more fluent in more.
Okay. So, what's your inspiration to come to this position?
Oh, this is actually very interesting because for me, there was no inspiration like an English teacher or something. For me, it was a different thing. When I was a kid, I used to watch cricket, all right? And cricket, there are three or two commentators which will comment on each and every single ball. So like the bowler is, they're playing the sports, this cricket, and the commentator used to comment, and it's a game like so I used to be very interested in that. I used to listen to them very carefully. The way they used to say they comment on each and every ball, how are they playing. So that's how I have like very inspiration over there. Like there are some commentators like Ian Bishop and things like that. They used to pronounce English in a very good way, and I don't know, I just like them. And I used to watch cricket a lot, and I used to listen to commentary very carefully and very carefully. So that was inspiration for me in English. And when I was a kid, I used to try to imitate and try to copy them. But when I grew up, I realized like, okay, I can speak English, and. So now my inspiration was that the commentary from the cricket.
Okay, that's great. So, how did you learn?
How did I learn this language? I guess like people who want to learn English, somehow we have the basics from school. Like when we went to the school in the first grade, that was an English subject in which we used to study the basics like the A, B, C and things, and then they taught us like the grammar and things. So like this is different thing. You're understanding that you're learning the literature part of the language, like the academic parts of the language. But when it comes to speaking, like speaking a language is a different thing, as I told you before. So I learned the academic parts in school, and I didn't go to any academy or something to practice my English, but I learned this language through communicating with people and exposed to environment where people are learning speaking this language. And I think this is the only way you can excel this language and you can learn and acquire this language. Any language that you want to learn, you have to go to the environment where people are speaking that language. So in my opinion, I think that's how I learned, and this is how people learn the language, any language, if they want to learn.
That's great. So, I want your valuable opinion on this matter about how can beginners start.
I will break down this matter into some steps. Like there are two
Sure.
types of people over here. Like for example, there's the person who is like who haven't studied English, like never ever, and he wanna do it from the beginning, like a very beginner. He only know alphabets and he only know some words, like the basic things. So I think he needs to understand the basic grammar structure, like for example, how to make sentences. For example, because a language is based in the grammar, right? If you're speaking a language, you need to speak words in a certain specific way, and that is called the grammatical way. So if you know the grammatical way of how to speak the language, then you will end up, learning that language. So for those people, they have to learn. Like there's a very, small role of grammar, because the sentence structure, how will you spit out the words and how what order, and that's gonna help you, And I think that that is the way of learning the language. So you need to know the basic grammar, and you need to know like there are basic tenses over there, the basic things, like you need to learn vocabulary every single day. And that's how you I think that's the one type of the first people that they can learn this language. The second type of the people are like they have some understanding of this language. Yeah, and there comes the second type of people who have some basics of English, like they have studied English in their school, as I was that kind of person. So I had some basics from my school. I learned grammar in a very good way, and I'm still studying it because I'm a student of linguistics and literature. So if you have some basics of grammar, like you know how to make a sentence in English, and you have an idea of the tenses, now you have to what you have to do is that you only need an environment where you can excel, you can speak this language. And so you have to meet people which have the same goals, like they want to speak English. And so for that you have to like read more and more, and you have to watch a lot of things related to that specific thing. Like if you want to learn language and you want to learn any specific accent, then you have to watch things according to that. And then you have to speak, you have to practice with real life conversation, with real people, and the real time. And so I think there are a lot of places over there that you can help you with your speaking, so you can talk to people live, and you can enhance their speaking skills. So that will make your flow from the brain, like you have a knowledge, you have vocabulary, you have the this, so that they will flow some after some time. When you practice more and more, it will flow easily, and then you can speak this language more fluently, more easily. So that's my
That's great. So, oh, I forget to ask on things. Can you share with us about your mistake?
I think that down the line of this journey, because whenever you want to do something, you do some mistakes, right? That's a human thing. We do errors, and then we learn things from the trial and error. I told you, like down this line, when you're learning anything, when you have a journey of something, you do mistakes, and that's a human thing. We learn from trial and error. So I think the mistakes that I did was actually that uh, I had this conception like, okay, I just you have to like watch things, and that's how I'm gonna improve this language, and I will speak well better. But I think only by watching and reading you're not gonna improve. You will gain knowledge, but speaking, and conveying those things to person is a different thing. It's a different skill. So you need to talk with people. You need to speak those things. And that was my mistake for the first year. I was just trying to read and getting a lot of information, but when I tried, I wasn't able to express myself. So you need to have knowledge, but at the same time you need to express those things. So you have to talk with people, and you have to practice your speaking. And that is how you're gonna improve this language. So
All right. Thank you, Ryan. It was a great episode today, and we have known a lot from your journey. So finally, do you have something to say?
oh no, that's it. Thank you so much for inviting me here, and yeah, I would love to help these people with the thing that I know. So yeah, we will. I will make another video as well for this thing, like the various steps, because this video will be longer. So we can make another videos about stepwise learning how to be fluent in more in English. So yeah, that's enough for me.
Yeah, sure. So guys, already we are come to end of the program, and thanks again for joining here, and stay good and have a good night. Bye for now.